All right, let's welcome you back once again. We still coming to you live from Mmabatho Convention Center here in Mafikeng. We're having a discussion, quite an interesting one here, on the villages, the towns, the Dorpies, small Dorpies as they call them. MEC, talking about the villages, do you perhaps have an example as it is right now of business that is booming or that will boom in the near future that is actually fresh from the villages?
Yes, absolutely. There are quite a few of them. But I would like to just talk about one. We were invited to a village called Tsiyoge in Kagisano, Malopo. And we drove out and we went to this village and we actually saw people making coffee. Coffee from the root of a tree. Very manually, we chopped pieces off of this root. They were grounded, the root was ground, it was roasted, and we had caffeine-free coffee that morning. Now what we then did was we took this coffee to the CSIR. And the CSIR did all the necessary tests. It looked at sustainability and all the necessary tests and analysis that had to be done. And we've actually realized that we have this coffee that can be sourced from Tsiyoge, and it's called Matlope coffee. And so the tests have been done, and we're now in the process of assisting these young people from the village of Tsiyoge to set up a business, to assist them through DFIs, to put up a coffee making entity within the village of Tsiyoge. So that for us is a success story. Yeah. We have another one of soap within Zeerust, together with the Department of Reed, as well as Economy and Enterprise Development. Work is being done there as well, because it's a very good standard of soap that has been SABC approved. So there are these stories, and we need to take this then and grow on it.
The ideas are there.
Yeah.
But, to fund those ideas.
Thanks very much, Palesa. Like I said, the mentality will have to change. To forever think that funding has to come from government is not going to take us far. What you need to make sure that you dynamize economic situations of villages, townships, and small Dorpies is to think out of the box. There's funding all over South Africa and funding all over the world. Of course, we are trying as the provincial government. We have given the responsibility to drive the agenda of entrepreneurship to the Northwest Development Corporation. So entrepreneurs, as I was saying earlier on, who are organized through the People's Chambers of Commerce, will have to say, in South Africa, there are development finance institutions. They are all over South Africa. There are billions and billions of rands located in the development finance institutions. The People's Chamber of Commerce must then say, how do we make sure that every enterprise that is in the village, in the township, and the small Dorpy, we link up with these development finance institutions, whether it's DBSA and the rest of them, to help our people to get into enterprises, so that they can grow the enterprises, they can create jobs. Government will never have sufficient capital to finance all the enterprise ideas and initiatives that are taking place on the ground. Government is part of the market for people who are supplying whatever we consume as the government. So I'm urging our people, please make sure that on a daily basis, weekly basis, you do research, you look for assistance on where funding can come from. As government, we've got that information. We are distributing it to our people on the ground. But people have to on their own, through their own initiatives, through enterprises, to make sure that you drive the enterprise.
Felana, do they have the knowledge? I mean, if you're talking about people from your villages, Premier, they wouldn't know about your IDC, they wouldn't know about the financial institutions that are there. Whose responsibility is it to make sure that they do know about them?
We have a program in the province, Palesa, and the viewers at home, called Setsukutsani. Setsukutsani takes us to all the villages, the townships, and the small Dorpies on an ongoing basis. So what we do through this Setsukutsani program is that we also, amongst many other things, make sure that we give this information to the people. As we speak now, adverts have been running through the radio, community radio stations, through newspapers to say to our people, where do you find this information? Information is found in provincial government offices, in the municipal offices, in the traditional leadership offices. We also have the Setsokotsane Operations Center. And I must inform our people here that we are working on a program where we are going to launch the Setsokotsane ward-based operation centers in all the 407 wards in the province, so that every ward can have its own Setsokotsane program, its own office, where people can get into that office and get the information. But people shouldn't wait for those initiatives. What they must do from now, from today, work on your initiative and drive it.
All right, Premier, let's go to table number 26. That is where Mr. H. Porter is seated. But as we get the microphone to table number 26, Premier, there is a tweet from Mokekula H. who says, who was the Premier serving all along when he says that he visited the townships and the villages and the Dorpies only in February?
We remember that the FIFA administration came in 2014. And we did not only start visiting villages and townships and small Dorpies only in February. We have been going to our villages. The only thing that we did after the pronouncement in February was to make sure that there's better organization, there's better systematic way of working with our people in the villages, the townships, and the small Dorpies. Now, the tweeter must understand that the initiative is about fiddling with the convention. Like I said when I started, we can't forever in South Africa have people in villages and townships be a market for big business, which is owned and controlled by our white fellow South Africans and so on. So we have to change it so that people can move from the big cities to the villages, the townships, and the small Dorpies. So we didn't start in February. We have been doing
work. So you've always been on the ground. Yeah. That's what you're saying. All right, we're taking a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll go back to the floor.